Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We discussed policeman foods, which are the fruit and vegetables, and we will come back to those at another time. Today I would like to talk about the protein group of foods that I called builder foods. So now why do I call them builder foods? The reason I call this group of foods builder foods because this is what we require to build our bodies. So be it strong bones, strong teeth, strong muscles, we do require builder foods or protein foods in our diet every day. So what do these comprise? So the dairy foods, your milk, cheese, eggs, these fall under your builder foods, including yogurt, and then it's your meat, your chicken and fish. The protein foods have two types of protein bases. So for example, we call those saturated, and these are mainly animal fats. So if you had to think about an animal or a cow, for example, what do we get from there? We get meat, which is the beef, okay? We get milk, and then your other types of dairy, which is the byproduct, would be your cheeses. And then from the chicken, you would get eggs, and then you get fish, so different types of fish. So these are what I call saturated fat. Now most of our saturated fats or animal fats contain cholesterol, and that type of fat is called a saturated fat as well. So we need to be aware of the number of times we include these foods in our diet. Red meat should be limited to 3 to 4 times a week, and we need to have more chicken and more fish. And then we also have our unsaturated fats, and these are mainly our plant-based proteins. And so these are our legumes, our lentils, the dals, the different types of dals. And we need to incorporate a bit of saturated, and if we can, a lot of the unsaturated fats in our daily eating. And so how do we include these either at breakfast or in lunch boxes or during the day? So at breakfast, what I do with my family is to alternate eggs, so 3 to 4 times a week. So perhaps a Monday, a Wednesday, a Friday, and then different types, whether it's an omelette or a boiled egg. And it could either be on toast or an omelette just as it is. And wherever possible, if you can add vegetables to that, so be it mushrooms or peppers or chili, or even baby marrow, different types of it to add to flavor, to add more color, but also adding more vitamins and minerals. So this is the way we can incorporate a protein at breakfast. And this really does sustain the energy, especially of children, and keeps them full till their break or even till lunchtime. As snacks, I have mentioned before when we were talking about snacks, biltong, but again, because this is processed, to limit it to maybe once or twice a week. During lunchtime or even dinner time, as I've shown you before, we have divided the lunchbox or the plate. So half your plate requires veggies, and the other half you distribute between, or you split between your carbohydrate and your protein. So this could either be chicken or fish or sometimes meat. I will go into hints on preparing these types of foods at some stage, but just to quickly give you an idea, whatever fat you see, so whether it's the skin on the chicken or the visible fat on a lamb chop or your red meat, to remove all of that before cooking. Because of the high incidence of overweight and obesity, our bodies, when we have lots of fat and our body doesn't know what to do with it, it just stores the fat as fat. So whatever you can visibly see, to actually remove that before cooking. When it comes to fish, there are different types of fish, and often we would have maybe hake or tuna, but the fish that contains the highest amount of something called omega-3 fatty acids, which our body doesn't manufacture, is found in either tinned pilchards, sardines or salmon. But more on that at another time. So now you know how to include some protein either at breakfast or your meals or lunch boxes throughout the day. Thanks for listening. Assalamu alaikum.